Hey guys, how you doing? Morning. Welcome to the Academy Answers podcast, where we discuss the topics on personal development, success, happiness, full potential. And we do work on social media. We run coaching programs. We do businesses. We've been in the idea of building a life for yourself, creating something that you can use as a vehicle to get you to your best life. And with the principle that we're not meant to survive, we're meant to thrive. This experience, this human experience, is a beautiful experience. It is fast, it is short, and we don't come here to be placed in a box. We come here to experience life at its fullest, just like the people who we look up on are experiencing it. Excuse me. Just like these people, we too have that in us. We can manifest that for ourselves. And we believe that that's what our life should be about. Our life should be about living, as Oprah called it, the highest, truest version of ourselves. Get into a position in life that makes us feel accomplished, that makes us feel fulfilled, make us feel happy. And that is why we're here. You know, if you're joining us for the first time, thanks for listening. We share powerful information on this podcast, and I hope if you have a couple of minutes whenever you come, you can stay to hear me explore some ideas, and maybe something from that will stick with you. Like, I listen to a lot of people. I have a lot of people who I admire, who I follow, who I get information from. But you know what is instructive? It is instructive that a bunch of these people who, like, a lot of the knowledge and a lot of the ha-ha moment, the golden nuggets, came from people for me who I don't listen to. I probably just one quote, and probably they don't have this type of a media where they release content every day. So they just probably have a book, or maybe they got into an interview and I get something from them. We are learning machines, and we reproduce what we consume. So if we can get solid bits that, like we have been doing all our lives, and putting all those pieces together, that's what make up a magnificent whole that brings us to the level of awareness and skill sets that we need to become better people, and we need to grow to achieving what we need to achieve in life. So listen, share if something is powerful, and reach out to me if there's something that you would like to explore, something you agree with, something you disagree with. I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking at you, I'm talking to you and with you. So this is episode 15 in my 20 for 20. We're doing 20 episodes towards powering you up for 2020, exploring 20 solid principles that you can pick from. You can use all of them. You might need to apply all of them in your life. You might need a couple. They said a word to the wise is good enough. Some people need a word. Some people need a course. Some people need a story. Some people need an episode. Some people need a lifelong or a continuous reinforcement. It doesn't matter. You must know what you need. In school once, this guy told me that, I know that you get it quickly, Lowen, but I get it too. At the end of the day, when we go into the exam, if I go over it 10 times, if I have to go over that subject area 10 times, that information 10 times to get it, and you go over it 3 times, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we both have the answer. Because the only difference is whether or not I am willing to go over it the 10 times. Like, you go into a doctor's office, and there is no indication on his certificate of how many times he had to take his exams before he passed it. There's nothing like that. If he had to resit, if he had to be in college for 20 years instead of 7 or 8, nothing to show. He's gotten his certificate. So whatever it takes for you to get the information, get the information. This morning we're at episode 15, as I've said, and this episode is about why I admire lottery players. I don't play the lottery, but there is something admirable about them. And once I was in this establishment, and the rain was falling. I paused for a minute, and the place sold. It was close to where I was living, and I went there all the time because I pick up snacks and whatever I need to get from there, water, juice, anything to go. So I was getting gas. They have a shop, so it's that little gas variety store on these gas stations. So I got gas, ran inside. Rain came down. And there's a guy there who purchasing lotto. Another guy came and they were buying tickets. And they're talking about lotto. People, conversation started about, whether to buy, not to buy, was ridiculous, or whether you'll win, all that stuff. And there's this guy, he wasn't saying much. But he said that at one point in time, he chimed into the conversation and said that, when I buy a lotto ticket, at least I know that there is a possibility. I don't know how big it is. I don't know how small it is. I don't know how the probabilities run. Nobody knows if I will or if I won't. But at least I know I go to bed with an opportunity to wake up tomorrow morning and change my life entirely. And I thought about it, and for some reason he made sense, because I was like, initially I was thinking, yeah, but that's how you expect to, because I don't teach that, and I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the event. You try to go for this big shot and you do nothing else but go in to optimize to it, but you pretty much just go for it. You're not trying to scale to it. You're just going for this grand big payday. I don't subscribe to that. Most successful people don't end up, it's not the way it works, and there's a lot of other things that has to go into it for you to keep that level of success or money if you actually get it. But it stuck with me, and as I thought about it, I somehow, I don't know if it's the way he said it. You ever heard something and the way somebody say it kind of keep you pondering, make you think more, make you kind of pause before you judge? And I thought about it for so long, and it dawned on me one morning in my reflective moments when I'm at my best in the early wee hours of the morning. And I thought that is admirable, what the guy said. Why? Because there's a big thinking aspect of him. The guy who wins or who plays the lotto, the lottery games, these big shot win games, there's a big thinking about them, because there are so many educated people everywhere who are not in a big game, who are not thinking big, who are not going for it. I did an episode on going for it somewhere up in this. But the thinking of these people somewhere in there, forget that they're not, thinking about, look, I can work my way up to this is the way to do it, and most of them won't win. I get all of that. But the thinking, and that's what admirable about them. The idea that I can think that I can change my life. So that is what I admire about them, and I want to instill in you today, to think bigger. Go for a bigger game. Get yourself in a pattern, in a mode, in a system, in something that is aimed at delivering you from whatever boxed up, comfort zone, inadequate situation you're in. Big picture thinking. Ben Carson have a book on big picture thinking. The idea that you can. The idea that it is not too good for you. You would be surprised about how many people think of themselves as being inadequate. Don't think they measure up. Don't think that is good enough for them. Think that money is too much. Think that lifestyle is too much. Think they're undeserving. Think they weren't born for this. not the guy who buy the lottery. He's thinking that I can take a shot at this and change my life. Think about it. Oh, you're thinking that, oh yeah, you want to get rich quick and it don't work that way, and the odds of you winning the lottery is 400 million in one. That's fine. What about the odds of you being born? That's a bigger odds too, but you're here. So why do you think that any odds is stupid for a person? I'm not judging them. I don't do it, but I'm just saying to you that probably, and I often say this, that probably you should buy it, or probably I should be buying it. And why? The thinking. Not the thinking of that I just go on, do what I do, and try to get one big shot. The thinking that I am in a big game. I am in a big enough game. I am in a big enough opportunity. I am in a scalable idea. I'm a part of something that could change my life forever. Most people live in the regular paradigm of the matrix, and there's absolutely nothing that they actively participate in. Nothing that they actively participate in that could take them to a higher level. Imagine that. You want a better life. You want to become more. You want to secure your family's future. You want to get to a level that would make you comfortable, financially free, being able to contribute to what you want to contribute, to help the charity you want to help your church, to help your family, to afford your child an education without the burden of a student loan debt, to leave your child 2 homes, to give each one of them a home so they don't have to come and struggle like you. Imagine you want to do all of that, but you are not participating in anything that is proven to be able to do any of that. What does that make you? What does that make a person who believes that somehow they can make this thing happen when, if you put it on paper, it's not been done, it cannot be done, maths don't work out. Because life is maths. You earn $3,000 a week and your bills are $2,500 a week, month or week, whatever it is, and you have $500 left to go. That doesn't account for any incidents or anything else. The bank, if you put the money in there, is below 1% interest, and it's just throw me off when I hear guys talking about, oh, if you get 10% interest on this money. What 10%? Who's going to give you 10? Who's going to give you 6%? Where is that? How much money you have to compound 6% to what? Where is it going to come from? That's a thing of the past. This thing came about when people were getting 16% interest in banks, and there were bonds and instruments, financial instruments being sold at 33% interest rate. That's not around anymore. So how are you going to do it? So 2 types of people. One person is delusional, thinking that I just go along and this is what. Some people just give up on doing it. That's it. Maybe 3 types. One type, give up. They're not doing it. It can't be done. I'm just going along. I just live life. I go here. I hope I can just retire and have something to eat and have somewhere to live. And, whatever I can do for my kids, I do this for my kids. Some people say I'm doing it for my kids and it is poorly been done poorly for the kids. We'll get into that another time. And I just do this and I give them an opportunity that I never have. First of all, you're not giving them the opportunity that they never had in any great way. The world is presenting an opportunity that they have never had. There's a free school for you. Now there's a student loan to give them to go to college. You're putting a roof over their heads. That's basic. You're giving them some clothes. You're working a couple of things to buy them a couple of expensive gadgets and clothes. You're not doing anything great for them. I'm telling you, that is not greatness. You're not giving them any wonderful opportunity that every other kid is not getting. So, living for them, and that argument I don't even pay much attention to. Because I hear millionaires, multimillionaires saying that they have set up their trust fund in such a way that their children will get their college education paid for, and then their funding will be cut off. And then the money go forward to their children, and then a solid education carved out for them, and then that fund will be cut off. So here are millionaires saying that we're not going to give them more than paying for their schooling, and then we're done. And you're saying I'm going to give them put a roof over their heads and that's it, and they're supposed to go figure it out. One set of people. Second set of people, don't believe they can do it. They not that they don't believe they can do it. The second set of people believe that, you know what, let me do this and do that, and one day this will happen, and I'm working this, and I get the promotion, and I make more money, and I get a house, and I buy. You know, it doesn't work out. The maths is off. Like, what you're planning on to get you there is not at scale. It cannot get you there. Like, you're delusional. You're thinking about it in a whacked, weird type of way, saying that you could go to school, get a college education, and if I get 6 figures a year, I'm fine. You're not fine. You might be able to do one and two things financially, but what you will do, you'll get trapped in what MJ DeMarco called lifestyle servitude, because you will add trappings to your life that you will have to work more to support and seek more support and promotion and more money to support, and it will be a vicious cycle where you're supporting all these things and your life is being sucked away from you, and you spend so much time doing what you don't like, because a lot of people are going to college for a paycheck. Oh, I hear they're getting 120 if you do this, and they don't even comprehend the lifestyle that they'll have to live, or what it takes, or what it's the demands of these corporate work that they're trying to get into. And they probably don't even want that lifestyle. And there's another set of people who is playing in a bigger game, who is doing daily activities that can take them there. Whichever way, you can even split that set of people into two people, like the lottery guy that I talked about. He's probably doing it the way, going for a big shot. And there's another guy who is going to scale, set up his business, build assets, gradually grow, get there. I hardly can distinguish between, for the purposes of this conversation, between the lottery guy, the big shot guy, one goal, one big deal guy, and the guy who is scaling to it. Because the guy who's scaling to it expect a payday. He's running a back end that is giving him a lump sum of cash. And he's doing small things to go up to that. And then there's this one guy who is trying to just get it big. I don't care. For the purposes of this conversation, the lottery guy is admirable for his thinking, for his audacity to think that, hey, this is not too good for me. I can get this. I want this. I am going for this. I am playing, and this is the most important part. I am playing at a level. I am in a game. I am thinking in a way, and I have done something today that could change my life tomorrow. And that's all it is. Nobody knows if they will win. Most people won't win, but you don't know who will. So that guy is actively participating. And this is the second most important point. He's actively participating in something that can take him from level 1 to level 2, from 3 to 4, from 4 to 5. A lot of us are sitting on desires, harboring desires, thinking about ways, thinking about stuff that we want, levels that we want to get to, and we have nothing invested. We're not a part of the game at all. We're a part of some dumbed down, unrealistic game to get there. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want to be this. Oh, I want to do that. Oh, I would expect. What game are you in, man? How is that going to come? How is that payday going to come? How are you going to do that? Where's the money going to come from? What are you doing? What do you know? What are your skill sets? What are you invested in? What can play out for you? And that's what I want you to think about. Is the way I'm thinking getting me to operate, or to participate, or to put me, or to allow me, is my thinking allowing me to take daily actions that have me as a player, not a spectator, a player in the game that can take me to the level that I want to go to? That is it. What type of actions, what type of thinking, what type of processes are you in that could take you there? Was it? Have a good one, guys. Always a pleasure. Thank you for listening. This has been the Academy Answers podcast. Take care. Have a good day.